Hello everyone, change of scene. Here we are at the Advent Crown. Now you may be wondering where this tradition came from. The idea of bringing greenery into the home to decorate at this time of year, of course, is deeply ancient, goes back beyond the mists of time. But Christians have very much made their own the idea of the Advent wreath. Sometimes we hang them on the doors, or as here, have arranged them in a flat circle with 4 red candles around the edge and a white one in the middle. Now there's a deep symbolism with just about every element of what you're looking at here. The circle is never ending, the beginning and the end. So it represents God, it represents immortality, and it also represents new life, which comes to us through Christ. The evergreens, of course, speak to us of never-ending life and resurrection. And I don't know if you can see there, on this particular example, we have some red berries. Often holly is used in the mix as one of the great evergreens native to where we are, certainly, with the red, bright red berries. And of course it's got thorns, so very much reminiscent of Christ on the cross, Christ with a crown of thorns and the red of the berries denoting the blood of the sacrifice of the cross. So just about every element in here speaks of some deep theological symbolism. We've also got pine cones, and these are also quite traditionally used. Again, seeds, the signs of life and hope. The 4 candles around the edge have different meanings depending on different churches and local customs. We're following a scheme at St Michael's, which you will find in Times and Seasons and was also suggested in Promise of His Glory, the predecessor of some of those services. So for us, the first candle, when it's lit, reminds us of the promises made to the patriarchs and matriarchs of the past, to Abraham and Sarah, to Isaac and Rebekah, to Jacob, Leah and Rachel. Those promises God made that we would all be the children of Abraham, that his descendants would be like the stars in the sky or the grains of sand on a beach. The second candle, when we light it, we think about the great prophets of God, the ones who came with the message of comfort and hope in days of darkness when God's people were hard-pressed, but also a warning when God's people get too complacent. And again, great promises of the future of a descendant of the house of David who would rule forever, and the virgin who would conceive and bear a son who should be called Emmanuel, God with us. So we think about all those promises in week 2. Week 3, we feature much more on the Christmas story itself, and that begins with John the Baptist, the forerunner, preparing the way for the coming of God's anointed. That's what the word Christ means, of course. And then the 4th candle, we think about Our Lady, the Virgin Mary, the mother of Jesus. And specifically, we're thinking about the image which is painted on the wall. You may just be able to see Mary at her seat, but you can't see at the moment Angel Gabriel bringing her tidings, asking if she would agree to bear the Christ child. So that's week 4 of Advent, And then, of course, the white candle in the middle we will light on Christmas Eve as a symbol of Christ, the light of the world, coming into the world to enlighten the whole of humanity. You may also have come across other schemes in which the candles stand for hope and peace, joy and love, and that's also familiar to many. So there we have it, the Advent crown, nature being brought into the home, into our buildings, but symbolising for us all the major themes of our faith. And Advent is a time for celebrating that faith and rejoicing. So I hope you are having a blessed Advent and that you are beginning to look forward now to Christmas. So God bless for now and see you next time. Bye.